Are you looking to have help with line of best fit and answering questions about correlation? Well, I have got you covered. Here is a great question that is talking about temperature in degrees Celsius on the x-axis. Our y-axis is talking about the sales. And we have our line of best fit right here with our scatter plot data, which is fairly linear and it's pretty close together. So it's pretty strong correlation because as the temperatures are increasing, so are the sales. So generally speaking, we're able to look at that and kind of get that information. But now let's answer some questions about the data itself using that graphic. So we're asked to predict the temperature and what it would be if our sales were $580. And is that a reasonable answer? So basically all I want to do is go on here to my graph. I'm going to go zoom in a little bit so you can kind of see the whole thing here, that what we need to look at. And so $600 is right there. And then we have kind of like, we want to go, generally speaking, about where 580 is, which is probably about right here maybe. And we're just going to follow it all the way over until we get to that line, which is our prediction model line. And then we're just going to follow that down to see what the temperature is. And it's roughly 24 degrees. So I would say if I was looking at that, my prediction would be about 24 degrees. And if you said 23, maybe 25, like that could be okay. That would be reasonable. Based on this model, it's just using the graph and a line of best fit. So based off of that, I would say anywhere really between 22-ish and 24. It's 25 would be a stretch, but you could probably get away with that and just say that the temperatures are, generally speaking, fairly similar to that on that graphic. So that's the first question. Now the second question says to predict what the sales would be at 21 degrees. And also, is that reasonable as well? So if I go to 21 degrees, I'm going to go to in between because this would be 20, this is 22, so 21 is halfway. And I'm just going to follow that up until I get to about here. And then I'm just going to kind of go over here to about right here. That looks like about $480. I don't know why I want to say degrees, but it's about $480-ish. You know, again, you can have a range of numbers for answers. I would say that that is generally, again, pretty reasonable based off of our model. And, you know, you're looking at the data that's between those two things. You know, generally speaking, that information is roughly in that area. Now, the last question that is asked, it says, can the line of best fit be extended forever in both directions? And what would that make sense in the context? If I'm looking at this and I'm talking about it, the general answer is that no, this is not going to be able to extend forever and ever and ever because it really wouldn't make sense for it going in both directions, or even in the positive direction. It would not be likely to have sales that are in the negatives. And it also would just like eventually it's going to get too hot and then it will be like not even making sense depending upon what we're talking about. So that's your basic rundown of how to answer questions with the line of best fit. If you want more questions like these, find them on my YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at U1 Algebra. All of these are going to be located in my playlist of statistics and correlation. And don't forget to like, share, follow me for more. Save this for later, and I will see you soon.